Okay. Thank you very much, Agnès van Zanten, for being here at this conference. We know you very well. You've been here many times, but for those of us that doesn't know you, if you can please make an introduction about what your research is about and about particularly the research on which your talk today is based on.
So I'm a senior research professor at Sciences Po, and I work on sociology of education. I'm mostly interested in educational inequalities, so I have been analyzing them in different ways, and especially more recently on access to higher education and widening participation in higher education. So my talk today will focus on both a general overview of the French educational system and also in ongoing research which has to do with elite education and also with widening participation programs in the French educational system.
Okay, thank you very much. And in your talk today you will be talking about a passage that has been done from a membership-based meritocracy and a market-based meritocracy from the point of view of let's say disadvantaged students that go to university. So if you can tell us about these two concepts and the type of passage that we have been witnessing in a way, and how they have resonated in the way in which they are, doing their trajectory in higher education.
So yes, I think the French system, but it's not only the French system, I think it's true of other systems as well, combines at the present moment a kind of elitist perspective and a more market-based perspective. This elitist perspective was very well described by sociologist Pierre Bourdieu, where on the one hand the official creed is meritocracy, but on the other hand we know that it is a membership-based meritocracy in the sense that the school system rewards children that come with a cultural capital from their families, so membership into upper-class families and the transmission of this kind of capital is extremely important in the French system, and it still is. But there has been a trend since the 1980s of introduction of more market forms. This takes two main mechanisms. The first one is that the definition of merit is changing. So merit is not only about legitimate culture, it's also about what employers are looking for. So more emphasis on soft skills, on an enterprising mindset, on different qualities that are valued in the present capitalist system. And on the other hand, there is more room to what some sociologists have called opportunity markets, in the sense that private education has developed a lot, private higher education as well in the French context, and also a lot of private services. So many parents can now buy private lessons, private coaching, preparation for higher education. So there is a combination of the old system where cultural transmission still plays a role and where evaluation focuses on some cultural dimensions, but also this new market dimension that interferes, and this creates a new context both for the upper class families. For instance, the economic fractions of the upper class are now gaining more power compared to the cultural fraction. But I have been also interested on what is the effect of these changes on disadvantaged students. And one of my research, and I'm writing a book on this at the moment, has to do with the widening participation program at my own institution, at Sciences Po. And the idea is that some of the students from these disadvantaged backgrounds are more willing to take up this market form, and they are more willing to sell themselves in the market. And I'm just trying to understand who are these students, what are their experiences and trajectories, how they fare in the labor market, compare with other students from disadvantaged backgrounds who are more into the meritocratic system. So that will be the focus of my talk, especially of the second part of my talk, because I think most research on access to higher education has focused on membership barriers, the fact that it's difficult to integrate with upper class students, with an upper class style in selective higher education institutions, and also on meritocratic barriers. which of course are still extremely important. But I think there is all these market elements that we also have to take into account, which are both barriers and opportunities.